SOLIDWORKS Electrical provides us with many ways to organize our projects. One way to clearly define the objects in a project is to create a folder. I will right-click inside the document book and create a new folder. In this new folder, I'm going to create all of my multi-wire schematics. The folder can have a description as well as other metadata, as you see here. Let's call it the power folder. And then I can create my power schematics inside of this folder by right-clicking on it and choosing New and Scheme. Scheme will allow us to create a multi-wire schematic, whereas a single wiring line diagram only allows for cable type connections. So we have a new scheme document, page 4, inside of the power folder. Notice the icon in the document browser is slightly different. By right-clicking and choosing Properties, we have the opportunity to assign a description to the schematic. I will call this the power schematic. As you see, it updates the title block here for us automatically. We also notice that we have a schematic tab here at the top of our screen with many tools available for drawing. Notice the draw, single wire type, and multiple wire types are available. Let's start by drawing a single wire. Notice the wire style selection menu becomes available, and we're set to draw 230 volt AC wires, one at a time currently. We can increase the number of wires to draw consecutively, so they will be spaced a 1/4 inch apart. In this case, let's crank this back down to 1 and draw the 230 volt AC wire by performing a left-click operation on the schematic. And as you can see by default, we're in orthographic drawing mode, where it's going to draw our wire horizontally or vertically, depending on how we orient our cursor. As you can see, I have the grid turned on, and I am snapping to the grid, each time performing a left-click operation to jog the wire. A right-click will end the wire segment. If drawing another wire connecting to another wire, as we've done here, and then right-clicking to end the drawing segment, you will notice that we will have a connection dot available where the wires form a junction. This only appears after you close out of the drawing command. As you can see, we have the gray dot available. This was placed automatically by the software. Let's go ahead and draw another wire here across. Left-clicking and then right-clicking to end the command. You see the new connection dot is indeed placed for us for a huge time savings. To configure all of these options, go to the project settings under the configuration menu, and under the graphic you will notice that we have our wire connection dot. We can choose a diameter, whether they're turned on or off, and what the color is. To modify existing wires in your drawing, the stretch tool can be used. You can use a crossing window selection going from right to left to grab everything touching inside of the window and move everything accordingly. If I select all these objects, it will perform as a move operation. You can certainly move wires around on your own free will as well, and then reconnect them. Clicking and dragging of a wire segment not on a connection dot or a box will enable you to move the wire accordingly. Let's go ahead and draw a new wire type. I'm going to hit the ellipsis button here next to the 230 volt wire selection and choose a new type of wire, in this case a 24 volt DC wire. If I tried drawing a 24 volt DC wire, let's go ahead and cross these wires, which is a common operation. Notice the connection dots are placed only for the wires that are needed, but not for the AC wire. This is a great thing that SOLIDWORKS Electrical provides. Let's continue drawing wires. If I tried drawing a 24 volt AC wire from my other wire that you see here, you see it converted it to another type of wire automatically. Notice the 230 volt wire is drawn even though I drew a 24 volt wire. This is another check that SOLIDWORKS Electrical provides us. It's not going to allow us to draw a wire that is unlike the other wire. Now in the wire style selection tool, you'll notice that we have groups of wires as well as single wires. By hitting the manager button, we're exposing the full interface for adding new wires. We can look at the properties of the existing wires as well and edit the metadata associated with it. Color, wire numbering scheme, line style are all controlled here. So here we're actually showing how the equipotential numbering formula is assigned. To add a wire, simply choose the Add button. It will add a sample wire, which you can then go ahead and change by going to the properties of the wire. Go ahead and give it a name. We can give it a diameter for the wire. This will be exposed in the 3D version of the software. The section or gauge can be applied, as well as a full description of the wire. Even the type of conductor can be selected from a drop-down list. And there is our new wire. For groups of wires, for example, you want to draw a 3-phase wire with a neutral and ground wire, it's very convenient to create these groups. Use the Multiple Add option for this type of wiring scheme. Let's draw some here to show you how they work. So here, you notice that I have the available wires here in the bottom of the screen. We'll draw phase 1 through 3 and the ground wire. They're spaced 1/4 inch apart. As I draw, I can see them go around a corner. I can hit the space bar on my keyboard to invert the phase of the wires and have them go around the corner and cross each other, which is a common display standard. The drawing process is the same as a single wire type. Single wires can then be drawn from the wire set, or multiple wires can also be drawn as well. Notice how the wires know how to connect to each other automatically without having to do any manual trimming.